And why we are saying this, so that others can learn alongside us also, so that we don't just keep knowledge to ourselves, just like we have brought this out for everyone as a free session. So we want us to share our own knowledge, share what you've done, your experiences that you've had in the past, and then let's see how we are going to just make this class interactive. So want to hear from us. This class is not for the admin. This session is not for admins, it's not for facilitators. It is actually for the students. So let's hear from us. I know a lot of us are professionals in this field, also want to hear from you. And I know there are some that have supervised work, and then you've seen one or two things that you need to let other people in this field to know. So is every idea and every contribution is welcome. So please, if you want to speak, you just put up your hand. If you do not put up your hand, I'll call us one after the other, because I believe everyone was in the class. All right, so who is going first? Who is going first? Wants to say something on the class generally? Okay, Daniel, Mr. Daniel Oguche, yes, can we hear you?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sincerely appreciate this platform. It has really given us me especially, some enlightenment. I've been into the catering industry for some years now, probably maybe above 15 or thereabouts. And there are some hidden ideas that are crucial to the profession that I was not aware of, if not until this class was formed. So it has really given me some ideas on kitchen matters, not the practice generally, but there are some things we do that we actually ignore, and we felt maybe they are a quick way to go in order to meet up with our services. But through this class, I realized that these were wrong steps taken. And I learned something around 2017 or 2018 thereabouts. I was
Sorry,
actually
can
working
we all
here.
hear him clearly? Sorry, Mr. Daniel, can we all hear him clearly?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting him well. Okay, that should be my network then. It's all right. Go ahead, sir.
So I was actually working in the rig then, and we're having a lot of issues with people stealing after eating. So we tried several means to curb this problem, but it really took us time. I can't say precisely what we did then that gave us a headway. I can say just grace and God helping us then. But through this class, I take a flashback to know some of the things we ignored. Like some of the chemical reactions, sanitizing and the rest. Some of them will ignore that they are not important, but some of the things that affected us then. Then, for me as a person, practicing what we have learned is key that can give us a headway in whatever we do in the catering industry. So I really, really appreciate the organizers of this platform. I don't take it for granted. It was an eye-opener for me on this profession. And I believe that going on from this point, it will be a practice of a professional, not as it used to be. So that is just my little contribution. Thank you so much for this platform, and I appreciate everyone, my co-chairs and everyone on this platform. I will believe that subsequently we'll be having more of these teachings. It might not necessarily be on the catering again, maybe other aspects of life or profession that will help us to do well individually in our life endeavors. So thank you all. I appreciate it, and God bless everyone. It's a nice time being on this platform.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Oguche. Though I could barely hear you because of my network probably. I believe others heard you clearly. Thank you very much for being part. And we're happy that the class was able to help. You know, one of the things that we said in the front, well, on that day one, was food safety starts with being what? Aware. Awareness is the first thing. The first thing you should do to save life and your food and your business is awareness. And that is what we wanted to bring up to everyone that is in the industry. Now, I always say something when it comes to food. I say food is the only thing that has right to take the life of a person. What do I mean by that? If there's anything that can easily take a life, is food. And for somebody to walk into your restaurant to buy food, pay you, you give the person food and he eat it into his system, means that the person has placed his life on your hands. So that is how serious I want you to see what you are doing is. So for anybody eating from your plate, from your pot of food, means that the person has laid his lives at your hand. So what will you do with it? So that's why it's very key, very important, not compromising. You have to be aware of what is involved and then learn these basic things to keep yourself aware, to keep your business safe, to keep the lives of others safe. Just like I know I had a little thing from what Mr. Daniel said about when people eat, they'll be purging and all that. Yes, at times you will do all that you need to do. That is why that video was very important. I will still urge us to go back and click that link, listen and watch that video. It's very, very important to everyone. Now, contamination can come. Contamination can come in, not even at the point of preparation. You can have contamination when moving the food from the service area to where it will be consumed. So that is why you have to pay attention to every detail. That's why everybody in your organization needs to be aware of the danger of skipping important things that we think they are not necessary. I've gotten so used to hand washing to the extent that once I return and I want to eat food, the hand becomes very heavy for me. That is how it is. So I find it very difficult to lift up that hand and hold something that is useful in the household that I will put in my mouth. Every time I enter, I will wash my hands. And my children keep observing. I told them, learn it and learn it. It's for good. Learn it. Anything. My little girl said, Mommy, I've learned how to be washing hands from you. I said, yes, it's very important. It keeps you safe. It keeps the person next to you safe. It keeps everyone around you safe. So please, let's not compromise. All right. So we say serving food is not just cooking. It is protecting health, trust, and life itself. Imagine, I think there was a Sunday, not just trying to be religious, no, but something happened in our church, a testimony of a woman during this 21 days prayer and fasting. They just made kunu in the house. Okay, when they are breaking the fast, they will take it. When it was time for breaking fast, everybody was enjoying kunu, and the man enjoyed his kunu. All of a sudden, that is how he was throwing up and purging at the same time. She said before dawn that she saw the life of her husband going. Then she rushed him to the hospital, drove him to the hospital. On her way coming back from the hospital, that dropping the children from school, dropping the children at school. On her way coming back from the hospital, she got a call from her children's school that her children are purging and they are throwing up. She was rushing to go there. Her own started. She became very weak there. She couldn't drive any longer. She has to call the relative who ran to the school to go and pick up the children, brought them to the hospital, and still came and carried her to the same hospital. And all of them were at the emergency unit. You can imagine that disaster. So except one person in the house did not take the kunu. So when the whole crisis was calm, after they've all gotten treated and they were fine, so they now asked the girl, say, come. The father now asked her, why didn't you take this kunu? That's when she now opened up that she saw what gecko inside.
Mhm.
And she didn't tell anybody. She didn't want to take, she didn't want to tell anybody. And I believed she didn't know the danger of that. And imagine if she has lost the whole family, her mother, her father, her siblings. She would never forgive herself, even though she's young. But you see, what that thing will keep playing in her brain, and it will become trauma for her. And then you can imagine the disaster. So that's why it is very important. Contamination can come at any point. Now, the mother have done all she's supposed to do, washing hand, preparing it neatly, and keeping it neatly. Now, look at where it was contaminated. And when it happened, probably she just saw the wall get one, and she okay, and she just remove it and throw it away. She just felt, we have this mindset, like my dad then. Once you are eating food and you see anything inside, if you dare open your mouth and talk, you will collect. To tell you keep quiet, allow others to eat. Yeah, that is how some of us we are brought up. But we have to disabuse our minds from some things that we have learned. Yes, I understand that aspect, but some things can be very harmful, and the children might not know how dangerous that thing is. So at times it's not always good to shut them up. Then I remember someone, I think where I was doing my catering school. So one of our supervisors came. She just she just asked us, she said, that what caterers are doing these days. They will like they were on a journey, they were on a transit, they bought bread. When they reach home and they open the bread, what did they see inside? Cockroach. So you can imagine this wall of internet now. It's just to snap the whole thing and post with the name of the bread, and it goes viral, and that business is gone for life. That is just how it is. That is why it is very, very important that we will take care of what we are dishing out to people. Anybody eating from you means that person is trusting you with his life. So apart from even securing your business, you have to secure the lives of others and yours also. All right. So thank you, Mr. Daniel. Can we hear from another person? Today is interactive session, please. I don't want to be doing the talking. Yes, I want to hear from others too. We've heard from Mr. Dan. Can we hear from others? I will start calling us by names if you don't raise your hands up.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Francis.
All right, sir.
Okay. The training it was or is interesting, and also is a kind of a wake up call to most organizations to understand that when you're setting up a business that had to do with such level of service, just like you said, that someone who is trusting you with food is also trusting you with his or her life. It should become a culture to, when you set up such business, the organizational culture should be that safety safety should, and not the profit, because if while you're considering profit and you try to water down some level of safety procedures and protocols, then that means you are opening door to greater issues. We are in the hospitality sector. If the international community will not trust our level of safety precautions, then that means not just your business will be going down, but the country will be seen as a place where you cannot find standard. And we would also lose credibility. So this training has given the ideas and also the understanding that organizations in this business should see safety standard and protocols as a culture of that organization. So that when you train people and people have gone through your organization, they've learned so much. By the time they go to other organizations, over a period of 10 years, someone who says, I have worked for a period of 10 years in the hospitality industry can spread the good news. It becomes a gospel, as the case may be. That's from the angle I just want to share my understanding from. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot. We have eBay Christie, we have Tony Praise. So let's have eBay. eBay Christie. Then after we'll have Mr. Tony come up. Yes. eBay Christie, can you just unmute yourself so that we can hear you? Christy, can you hear us? Oh, okay. Let's have Mr. Francis come on. Sorry, Mr. Tony.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
I'm Tony Praise. I want to appreciate you people for putting up this wonderful lecture that is an eye. So
attention will be divided. So she's hosting another. Okay, no, I've already come, but don't know why the network again.
Hello, so sorry about that. I was trying to take permission from a meeting I'm supposed to be part of. So sorry. Mr. Tony, sorry, I missed what you said earlier.
okay, I was trying to say, first of all, I appreciate that platform for that wonderful lectures that we have received in the past days. At least we in the hospitality industry, I don't think that we know everything concerning safety, because when it comes to safety, I believe that is the anchor point of any good establishment that deals with food. Before, I was thinking that when they talked about hazard, I was thinking maybe hazard is something that will just happen outside, maybe like accident or explosion or whatsoever. But I didn't really understand that even in the food sector that there is what is called hazard. But with the help of these lectures, I am able to understand that the hazard in food is even more dangerous than the one that we can get outside. So I want to share an experience I had years back in a hotel I worked before. The chef there went to the market, bought melon, came back, prepared the melon soup for the staff. Everybody ate very well. Among 20 staffs, like 8 were having a serious running stomach. Then 12 were perfectly okay. So when it got to the management have to call the chef. They queried him for him to give an explanation why the melon soup is giving some of the staff a running stomach. And the guy couldn't say anything tangible because he himself, as at that time, he did not understand if that melon was contaminated or not. But the question he asks, which also I think that question is very, very important and relevant, is it that the system of the other 12 is very strong, or is it that their immune system is strong, have a resistance that did not, the melon that was contaminated did not affect them, than the 8 that were just stooling all through. But now, with the help of these lectures, I've come to understand that maybe that melon was contaminated, either from where he purchased it, or from where he was grinding the melon, or from how the melon was being prepared. Then coming to the people that ate the melon, because I understand things about immune system. Immune system can, if your immune system is very strong, there are some things that it will not affect you. So I think maybe their immune system was strong enough to resist the contamination. But in the other hand, I was even thinking there's any other way that that thing will affect them apart from stooling. So these lectures have really opened my eyes, an eye opener to everyone that wants to own a business, especially a business that has to do with food, which you said, someone that trusted you with the food, preparation of food, is equally someone that trusted you with his life. I picked that one very, very well. So I want to appreciate all of us for the time we have and the time we spend. I believe that this knowledge that we have gotten from these lectures can never be a waste. It can never be a waste. If we applied it in our everyday lives, I don't think that anywhere we find ourselves, we will have any problem. But I just believe that if we applied what we have learned, what we have heard, if we applied it in our everyday life, anywhere we find ourselves, we will be an exceptional staff. So thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the lectures. I really appreciate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. That's highly appreciated. Thank you so much. Ibe Christy, are you back now? Okay.
Hello,
Well, okay. Well, all right.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. So before Ms. Christy talk, yes, immune system is definitely everybody has the level of his immune system. I know growing up in the house, there is no food that my mom will eat that she will have running stomach. There is no food, even if nobody is eating that food, she will eat it and she'll be very fine. That one is there. But irrespective of whether some people have strong immune system and weak immune system and all that, all we need to do, as you can see in the world today, in fact, people are working with a lot of sicknesses and diseases, and they look fine on the facial appearance, but inside, some of them are going. And it will just be that maybe it's that day the person is supposed to die, and mistakenly to now be in your restaurant, God forbid. So that is why everything we must pay attention to details. So whatever it is, it will not happen at your own workplace before they will start attributing everything that has happened and linking it back to you. You see now, in as much as some people were not affected by that melon, somewhere they will see the person that prepared it, that brought it and prepared it, was still asked questions. You must answer questions. That's the truth. You will answer, even if you partook of it, and then nothing happens to you. You'll say, he did it and now decided to exempt himself. And it could just be that at the point of consumption, that is where the other people's own were actually contaminated. So that is why this knowledge is very important, very, very important. So and then you know how to react and how to even respond to situations around you. So talking to your staff, you talk to them with precision. You talk to them like somebody that knows what they're saying. All right, let's have Ibe Christy.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. I sincerely want to thank you, all the organizers of this course. I am an extremely neat person, up to the extent that my family gave me a nickname, Hygiena. Growing up, I I don't use other people's cup, or if I come to a new environment, I'll pick a cup or a spoon. I'll have to rewash before I use and all that. And that's how, the same attitude I brought into my business when I started baking a few years ago. My greatest fear all the time is I wouldn't want anybody to eat anything from me and come with complaint of running stomach or, stomach ache or upset of any sort. And so I wash my hands, I clean the pans, I clean the oven, after use, we do all that, and I watch the staff and I make sure they do all these things. And coming to the lecture hall, I heard everything, that was said, and most of them are things that I'm already doing. And it made me feel I was on point. I wasn't really doing bad. There are some other things also that, I didn't pay attention to that I got, from there. And for me, I really used to feel that, this thing is just common sense. It's common sense for me. Like the part of, keeping, putting veggies under meat and the water dripping. I have always known that fresh food, fresh meat and veggies don't mix, or some other things don't mix. So I don't even keep them close to each other. And so I was so glad, to hear this from, professionals. And it has helped me. I've started applying some of the things I didn't know, before now. And all that. I just really want to thank the organizers for the lecture. It is really an eye opener, and I would like to delve in further if there's any advanced course that is available. Thank you. My experience, this one happened to me, I think in 2024. It was a church program, and they brought food. Every other person ate. And normally, I don't eat outside. I heard somebody talking about kunu, kunu that everybody drank. I don't drink, prepared drinks or beverages from outside because of, what goes into it. For some people, they just use any water and all that. And if your immune system, as the other brother said, is not strong, for some people, it will definitely affect you. So everybody ate the rice, almost everybody ate. But that night, after I ate that rice, I was so hungry that I had to eat. I almost, I almost did not make it to the next day because I started stooling, waking up and stooling just before dawn. Then I started vomiting, you know. I had to rush there. I was rushed to the hospital the following morning. And so when they said, what did you eat? And I explained, they said that it must be from that food. So my pastor got to hear, and he said a few other people also had the same issues, but not everybody did. So it's better safe than sorry. If you know what to do right, just do it for the sake of, others, for the sake of others. If you are in this field, that is my advice to every professional, hospitality manager, chefs, and bakers on this group. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, that is it. Thank you so much. Okay, I have a question. What's the common food safety mistake that you have seen at work?
Hello?
What's the most common food safety mistakes you've seen at work?
At work.
Yes.
Okay.
The question is for everybody. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This one was my own workshop. I got an opportunity once to train with somebody, and also to train some of the students, who came for the training she organized. And I had to go to the freezer where they store baked cakes. what I saw, blew my mind. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes. The freezer was all round. I don't even know how to explain it. It was filled with mold. I hope we know what mold is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that obvious. If you are not very attentive or you don't pay attention to such things, you won't see it. But the rim where the cover closes, that place used to be, I think there's magnet and some rubber like something round about all round, thick black, mold. It was mold. I couldn't even open my mouth to tell anybody. So I had to call the person they called the supervisor and showed him, you know. So in my mind, I thought, oh, this is what these people will take seriously and, tackle. The next day when I came, I was the one who took, the owner of the place to the freezer and showed them that this is very wrong. This can cause this, it can cause this, it can cause this for you and all that. So sometimes as the owner of the place or managers can also see these things and maybe overlook them, or should I say, is it because they don't know? Because he didn't act like he doesn't know that this is what it is. But they felt, okay, it's just, this is how it has been, and so they have always left it like that. Mold is a very dangerous, I don't know what it is, whether bacteria or virus. It kills. It's because we are Africans, we joke with these things. Some abroad, you hear that somebody ate fish and died because they are allergic to fish or crayfish or things like that, So it was they had all these HACCP whatever. You see their procedures on their notice board and everything, but I think there was lack of proper communication and supervising. So that's one example or experience that I have seen before.
Okay, I want to this is Okere Chidebere. I have been a HR professional for some time, and having worked across multiple sectors, while I am in the hospitality sector, I've observed not that people are not teaching or staff members are not following, but when you come to departments, you get to understand that most of the departmental heads, people who are expected to execute the policies, are not executing as they should, and those under them, subordinates, are not learning by participation. Now, common mistakes, these ones are just very common most of the times. You see someone who is tending maybe protein or lamb, whatever it is. Maybe the person finished cutting or meddling with the protein. Instead of the person to wash his hands on a running water, they'll just rub it on their body, maybe on the apron, right? So most times
Yeah,
you also
serious.
see, yes, they'll just rub it on their clothes and just walk away. Now you're going to see that because I usually would go to the kitchen, stand and monitor the activities from inception to the time that the whole food is done and they come out. And you spot these things. The supervisors who usually, or the senior chefs who will stand, they call themselves executive chefs, who would stand to observe, will see some of those things and not even say a word. And you ask yourself, okay, so where is your eyes? What is supposed to be this procedure, because all these HACCP principles and procedures, protocols are there laid out. Now you see someone who cook, they would make some rice where they will pull it. You will see people parading in that same line, moving particles that are foreign particles from other areas to that place. That place is supposed to be like a safe area where nobody is supposed to pass through because you have food items there. You see cases where they are peeling something like garlic. You are peeling garlic and people are crossing over the garlics. You know, so all this little, you see someone who is also in the kitchen, instead of the person to have a hairnet, because there's a standard procedure that before you step into the kitchen, you are supposed to have changed into your uniform. And so that's why I'm saying that when it becomes a culture, because some of the senior people who are to execute these processes would not do them, even they themselves, because of this, thing about Nigerians. I'm your superior. You know, when the superior is not doing what he or she is expected to do, subordinates will just watch. And when they make such mistakes, you can't correct them because you yourself, you are not doing what you're expected to do. So these little common mistakes I've also seen. You see where they are supposed to be doing, let's say, their turnout parade to observe if these people are also maybe nails are properly cut and stuff like that. These are supposed to be routine things to check on daily basis, right? 3 times in a week. They would not even do it. Sometimes you call upon a senior chef, you cite the person and you find out that you could see some, overgrown nails. Not really that bad, but he should know. So the people he's leading, subordinates, are also, they don't cut their nails. So some of all these little things, these are common mistakes you see within the kitchen. Thank you.
Okay, let me add to it.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, yes, who is speaking? Who is talking now?
To the press.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to share an experience I had. There was a kitchen that I was called up to go and open that kitchen. So when I went to that facility, I saw the chefs and the cook there. They were preparing meals. So I was just standing there looking at what they were doing. Fortunately, I saw a very big rat running inside the kitchen. I said, you people have rats inside the kitchen. The cook said, there is a hole there. There is a hole there that leads outside. That is where they normally enter. I say, in these facilities, they said yes. So how do you people preserve your food, both the perishable and the non-perishable food? They said, we'll just keep it down. When we come in the morning, we'll just clean everywhere and start cooking. So, okay. Then I now open the cupboard. They are cupboard like this. I saw the plate. Their plates, the plate they use in serving food, are packed inside the cupboard. And this is the same cupboard that we find the rats running up and down. At the end of the day, you will find the stool of the rats inside that cupboard and inside the plate. So in the morning when they come for work, since they don't have the idea that safety is very important, they will just prepare the food. They give me plate, they will open, bring the plate. No proper cleaning, no wash, nothing. They will bring out the plate from that cupboard that rat was playing on top and dish a food and give to a guest. So I called the attention of the owner of the place. I said, what you guys are doing here, you guys are trying to finish everybody that comes to eat here. The man said, no, don't talk like that now. Why are you talking like that? If someone else should hear this, they will not want to come and eat my food again. I said, come, let me show you something. I took the man to the cupboard. We bring out all the plates, and he saw all the shit. Let me put it like that: the shit that the rats have been loading inside the cupboard, and the plates, the knife, the chopping board, everything are inside that cupboard. So I told the man, if peradventure maybe inspection team would not come to inspect this your facility, they will shut down this place because you are trying to poison somebody. I now asked him if he have any idea of what is called food poisoning. Because most of us or most of them, they think food poisoning is maybe you prepare something and keep and someone come and poison it. So that's what they say it is food poisoning. I said no, that is not food poisoning. Because I remember when someone prepared chicken for me, I said I will not eat that. They kept that chicken in the freezer for like 3-4 days. So after the 5th day, I said, okay, where is that chicken? They now brought the chicken, microwave the chicken for me very well. I ate that chicken. I was admitted in the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah. So when the doctor, after everything, the doctor said it was food poisoning. That was when I came to understand that it is not only someone adding some substance into your food that is food poisoning.
Children used to say.
So the man now said, please, he now ordered everybody in the kitchen to come out. They stopped everything they were doing, clean everywhere. From there, he went out. He said, let me go and buy rat poison. I said, that is not the everywhere. Seal every place. Make sure this whole compound is being fumigated. So at the end of the day, the man came back to thank me, even when I didn't have this kind of knowledge that I've gotten now from these lectures. So I just believe that that was the experience I had. That when I saw this thing online, I said, okay, let me just dash into this lecture so that at least I'll know more. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That is it. That's one thing we always tell people: knowledge is not too much. Keep learning, keep improving in yourself, and you keep getting better. So that is it. I still have other hands here. Mercy has not said anything, and Esther Williams. So who is going first? Mercy. Looks like Mercy is not here. Esther, are you okay? Mercy, go ahead.
I can hear you. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. To the organizers, I say great job. Thank you for this opportunity. Initially, I never wanted to join because when we see links like this, we're always very careful. I had to do 1 or 2 verification. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. My knowledge on this aspect has been, my horizon has been broadened. And just a quick one. And I would like everyone to share their opinion if we have the time. Going with the current trend right now, the content creators that call themselves food experts, many of them are into this, cooking and the rest of it. And I get so fascinated when I watch and you see them with their hairs, kind of long Brazilian hair, their nails fixed. So I'm wondering, this is not of standard. And people have this title called chef. You understand? They have this, I don't know if they bought the title or if actually they understand the concept of personal hygiene when it comes to cooking. Yes. So I think there should be an awareness to that. We should not celebrate what is not right because it's like a current trend. I've even heard a word like, okay, they'll say, nah, this chef don't barb their beards. Like, I'm just wondering, there's a standard. You understand? There is a standard, and I think that standard should be maintained. That's one aspect. Then secondly, what I've observed, because I work in the hotel industry, I am an HR personnel, what I've observed is these hotel owners, the people establishing these businesses, do not have the understanding. Beginning from the concept of the hotel, when I got there, I noticed that they had to.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I don't know if anyone can hear me.
Yeah, okay. I can hear you, but I think the network. All right, go ahead.
Better now.
Yeah. Can hear you.
Okay, so like what I was saying initially, I said some of these private owners, especially in the hotel or restaurants, they don't understand the concept. Probably they don't have any consultant that will put them through on the right structure, you understand? Because I've worked in several places and I flagged coming into the system to see that the toilet is built close to the kitchen. That is an architectural problem. You understand? So from there, their plan failed. Having the kitchen close to the toilet close to the kitchen. In my previous, I had to tell them this cannot work. We have to convert the toilet to an office because of contamination. And, that's one aspect. Secondly, these guys don't even understand the concept. When you keep fighting, when you keep, not just fighting, recommending the necessary tools to use, it looks as if you're trying to push them to doing something that is bad. They fail to understand that safety and also compliance is key in this business. So I don't know how my fellow HROs, how they have been able to, recommend, push harder to see that certain things are being done necessary ways. Because I believe, like during the training, I saw one of the, let's say the caption there that has to do with, lawsuit. So it's actually cheaper to do the right thing. It's cheaper to practice safe than to have a lawsuit. So I don't know if anyone's having same experience when it comes to management and also for the social media current trend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. We see a lot of things like that. So we see a lot of things, nails, our hair unkept or even open and talking over food like as if it's normal and it's not supposed to be. I always tell my boy, I said, anytime you are carrying what people will eat, water, food, or whatever, I said, please don't talk. When you drop it, you can go ahead and talk. But as far as you're holding what people will eat, please stop talking. Yes, you can control your mouth and everything, but you see, just very tiny, one little thing, one little mistake can cause a lot of damage. So please, let's not encourage what is wrong. Let's try our best to always stand for what we know is good. Thank you very much. Who do we have?
Esther.
Can you unmute yourself? I think we had
Okay, good
Esther, right?
evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, I'm Esther Williams. Good evening, everyone. Hope we all had a good day today. Well, from the training so far, I've learned a lot.
Please, let's try to be reactive. We have a lot of emojis. Let's react so that the person will know that, yes, we are together. Let's try to react. As the person is making a point, just drop your reactions. It's interactive.
Okay, so I've learned a lot. Okay, when I saw this online, I said I had to. I had to because we learn every day and we don't know anything. If we want to say we know anything about the industry, because every day new things are coming up and we need to upgrade, we need to learn more every day. So coming to the kitchen, I'm a chef. Coming to the kitchen, a lot goes on there, like the tension, the heat and everything, the pressure when a customer wants a meal at a particular time and you have to deliver, you get. So there's a lot going on in the kitchen that some persons outside don't really know and they don't care to know. What they want is the food should be ready at when you want it to be ready, you get. And then at some point, they don't know that there are risks involved. It's from the training here, I really learned about temperature and, measurements and all of that. It was really helpful. Like when a meal is not properly cooked and then it is served, it's going to be harmful. But most of us, we don't know that. We just want to hurriedly meet up. So like, what's the appropriate time for a meal to be like a la carte meal? Everything being prepped. At what point, like when you want to measure the thermometer, at what point is it supposed to be ready for you to know that it's ready to be served? We need to know all of that. Then coming to the cleaning, we need to know we are touching lives. We need all our kitchen, all our equipment to be clean because we are not joking. Anything goes wrong, you go down for it. So some persons will say, I prefer gloves. And then when you wear your gloves from morning, you don't remove it. You are using one particular glove for the whole day. It's even more harmful than you washing your hands at every interval.
Exactly.
Yes, at every interval, you wash your hands. What you're doing, it's more hygiene than you wearing one glove in the morning, thinking you're doing the right thing. So all these are little things we need to look out for in whatever we are doing. And then when it comes to storage, we should know how long, first in, first out. What comes in first goes out first before what comes in last. So all these are little things we need to keep in check and try to keep our records straight. Thank you very much, man. That's a little I have to contribute.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yes, washing our hands, to me, any day, anytime, washing hand is always the best. You wash your hand. And when you wash your hand on a running tap, and you are supposed to use your other hand to stop the tap, you make sure you have some quantity of water remaining in your other hand. As you off it, you use that one to rinse your hand. And then your hand towels that you are using to clean your hands, you must be able to separate them, just like your kitchen tools, your chopping boards and your knives and all that. There's some for raw ones, there are some for vegetables, there's some for just separate them like that, label them, make sure you follow those protocols. It will help us. Okay, thank you so much for our contribution. I have another question here. And my question is this, please let's pay attention to it. So you walk into a production area and you see raw and cooked food stored together. What hazard is that? And what should you do immediately? I don't know if we get to question. Let me see if I can drop the question on the chats. I think that will be better, right?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yeah, let me drop the question there. Okay, you walk into a production area and you see raw and cooked food stored together. What hazard is that? And what should you do immediately? Can you all see the question?
I think that's a biological hazard. And the first thing to do is to separate the cooked food from the raw food.
Okay. 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 So the next person, who else is saying something to that? She says it's a biological hazard, and then you should quickly separate them. Oluwafemi, yes, go ahead.
It's physical hazard.
Okay, somebody says a physical hazard.
Physical, yes.
Okay. Why do you call it a physical hazard? Looks like our network is so can we all hear? Okay, the question, can we all see the question? I want us to contribute, I want us to talk about it. Can we all see the question? Just go to the chat, you'll see the question. You walk into the production area and see raw and cooked food together. What hazard is this? And what should you do immediately?
I think it
Yes. Yes.
cross contamination. Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think it's cross contamination. What should do at that point is to separate the cooked food from
cross contamination.
Yes.
Okay, so we have three responses. We have cross contamination, we have biological hazards, and then somebody says physical hazards. Okay. I'm still waiting for more contribution.
I also think it's cross-contamination because of the raw food and the cooked food. So
I didn't hear that.
Raw food should be kept. I said I also think it is cross-contamination because of the raw food and the cooked food that is mixed together. And the raw food should be separated from the cooked food and kept below so that the droppings from it won't fall on the cooked food.
Okay,
Hello?
yes, somebody wants to say something again. Yes, we can hear you.
This is Okere. We have three types of hazard, which is the biological, which harbors the bacteria and parasites. Then the physical, where you would see maybe foreign objects in the food, and you have the chemical, where you have practically chemicals contaminating food. So where you see a raw food and a cooked food, then that is biological, because the raw food harbors parasites and bacteria that would contaminate the cooked food. So what needs to be done is to quickly separate the cooked food and trash them, because possibly you wouldn't see that food would have been contaminated because it is in close proximity with a raw food, which would possibly harbor bacteria or parasites. My opinion.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so I will say that those that said cross-contamination, biological hazards, I think we're all correct. It's a biological hazard which has to do with cross-contamination. So we're all right. It's a biological hazard because it has to do with, just like the last person, I think Mr. Francis White said, it involves microorganisms that can contaminate the cooked food or they're ready to eat. So what you're supposed to do immediately when you have something like that, you stop the use of the affected food. Don't try to do what do we call it? What do we call that remedy? What do we call it? The word. Come again. Okay, I'm trying to remember the word. So you don't damage control. So what you should do at that damage control. So what you should do at that stage is to do what? Stop the use of the one that's been contaminated, because it's already cooked food. So please, very important. Let's try. And these are some of the mistakes we do in our own houses, especially when you have a single freezer in your house. How do you save properly? So let me even ask our professionals here. Most houses, when you enter, you'll notice that we just have a single freezer and we store raw meat there. We store our fish there. Package them very well, stew, and put them there. We still have our grounded tomato that we are boiled, ready to be used to cooking, all inside that same freezer. So I need somebody that can advise us properly. How do we arrange these things properly to avoid cross-contamination? Yeah, bearing in mind that when I remove that one, I'm going to warm it and all that, yes. But what is the advice and how should we store food properly Is it that when I make my stew, should I just put the stew in one bowl and keep it? Whenever I want to use it, I should just dish out everything, warm it, then the one I eat and remain, I'll take it back to the freezer? Or how am I supposed to store even our meat? We bring it, defrost everything, and then put it back. And then using a single freezer for all this. You know, the raw food, you will cook them properly. But the ones that are already cooked, you only warm them or even microwave. So how do we, will warming and just microwaving kill this microorganism that has contaminated the cooked one? Or what do we do properly? How do we manage that small space of our freezer? Yes, please, the group is open. Let's help ourselves. Let's talk about it. Now, they're not talking about the business space now. I mean the home now. Okay. Who is going first? Joseph.
Okay, I think I should go first.
Okay. Good evening.
All right.
Good evening. My name is Joseph.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Your question is actually very good, and it's also very simple to me anyway. But you know, in this our part of the world, we tend to neglect some important aspect of safety, and we just think it does not matter. Regarding to the question you asked, to my best of knowledge, if we have a single freezer, it happens to at place of work. Many kitchens do not have so many freezers. They may have one or two, and they just jam-pack everything to the freezer. But let's narrow it down to the home. In the home, in such a case, which we can try, number one, we can try to make or divide our freezers to compartments, which is just too easy. We can use plastic to divide it into compartments. Then anything we want to store, for example, let's say we have cooked food, we have semi-cooked, we have raw, we have ready to use, we even have dairy products. All we need to do is anything we cook, instead of just putting everything in one plastic, we can divide it into daily. If it's for a week, divide it into daily and store, so that whenever we want to cook or whenever we want to eat, we just bring the portion we want to eat and microwave or warm, or depending on any means one intends to use. Because I learned one thing in some food safety training I've undergone. Whatever is frozen, if you defroze it, it is not safe again to freeze it back. I think I got that far away over a decade ago. That okay, something that is freezing, maybe for example like ice cream or even soup or food, or you froze it before. Now you want to eat it, you now brought it out, you thaw it, and after the whole thing, you took it back to the freezer. Food poisoning has occurred already, because the biological hazard, a lot of activity of the bacteria, the viruses will have taken place, and some of them, if you freeze it back, no matter how you freeze it, they cannot die again. So it is better when we store things in the freezer, we divide it into portions. Even in a busy restaurant, that instead of quick cooking at every point in time and you want to prep down, instead of prepping everything in a bowl, you can prep it into portions or into segments. That okay, you just bring it out, you know that you use everything at that particular time. Instead of bringing it out, allow it to defrost, or you warm or you cook, you now return it back to the freezer again. That's against food safety rules. So number one, we can try to divide our freezers into compartments. Number two, we should try to pre-portion our foods into portions, depending on the number we want to achieve. If it's one portions, two portions, depending on our plan and our target. Then number 3, the ready to eat food or meals should be on top. Other ones, maybe the fresh meat or poultry, those ones can be in another compartment as I suggested that we can divide into compartment. We can put those ones in another compartment, but the other compartment that will contain the ready-to-eat food, the ready-to-eat must be on top so that nothing dripping or any dropping from the fresh or whatever other things we store will not be able to contaminate it. So, and when we want to pick it, it will be very easy. You just open the freezer. Since it's on top, you pick it. And
I think we lost him.
you have to do it.
I think the network.
Hear me?
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? So you have to do it carefully. What I was saying, I said, okay, if you are tall, you want to know, I said the ready to use may be on top or should be on top in the arrangement. But if you have any reason to pick those ones down, you do it professionally in such a way that there will be no risk of or hazard of any cross-contamination. Managing such freezers in such a way, we can avoid food poisoning and risk of foodborne disease. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, somebody else wanted to say, was it Mercy? Please, let's go ahead.
Yes,
That time is
Mercy.
running. Okay, all right, sir.
He said what I wanted to say, so I don't have anything else to contribute. Exactly what I wanted to say. So thumbs up, Mr. Joseph.
Okay. Thank you very much. Who else wants to say something?
I want to say something.
Okay.
Mr. Francis.
All right, please go ahead. Francis, yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, the last speaker was quite detailed. What I wanted to contribute is, since it has to do with the home, there are casings, packaging some of this ready to eat meals could be in some, kind of portions where you do portion control, for your meals, so that you don't have to keep them for too long. And also, it will not have any cross-contamination from the raw foods, like maybe the meat and fish and the rest of them. So if we have those kind of casings where it has a proper seal on it, you lock the food properly and place them above other food, like the dairy foods, the meat. It has to be on top most of the. So that's my contribution to that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I have one question to ask. I think after this question, we'll be rounding up. My question is, whose responsibility is this to ensure there is food safety? Is it the staff? Is it the management? Or is it the whole team?
Please come again. Not
Whose
too clear.
responsibility is it to implement or ensure that there is food safety? Is it the team? Is it the manager? Or what will I say? Or probably the person, the chef?
Is the teamwork? Sorry, Esther Williams. it's a teamwork, but one person has to gear it because most times some persons can skip their duties, you get. So maybe the chef or the supervisor supposed to gear it up every day, check the record and everything to make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to do as a team to achieve this. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, another one is, okay, yeah, see somebody wants to say something.
Yes,
Somebody wants to add.
Yes, please.
Yes, I have
Yes,
contribution.
I want to.
Okay.
Okay, Mercy, you can go ahead then. Let me give you the opportunity to talk.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. All right. When it comes to implementation, I think for a standard, depends on the structure of the organization. There we have an HACCP person, certified HACCP person that comes in. And in the absence of an HACCP person, you have the QAQC, which is the quality control, quality assurance. And also when it's in the absence of that, you have the HRO department coming in the aspect of compliance with the team, the F&B team, the head chef or executive chef. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mercy. So I still have some contribution because thank God we just finished training. So, you know, it is more comprehensive than the way we just said it. That question is actually straightforward. I know the facilitator is just trying to test our IQ to know how versatile we are relating to the training we got. The question is very simple. It is everybody's responsibility in that environment or establishment. The staff, the supervisor, the management, the manager, everybody has their own role to perform. Firstly, everybody needs to be well trained. Because this food safety we are talking about is not actually it's like a culture. We're supposed to get to the point that it becomes a culture in a food environment before we can get over it. The moment only one person knows about it and the other people, where I'm working presently, this training just prompted me and I called one of my team in the kitchen. I said, do you even know this? And he was just looking at me and said, sorry, I know that there is a problem. In such a situation, what can the manager do? The manager cannot and can never make sure the food safety rule is kept because the people that are directly handling the food don't even know anything about it. So the first thing is training. Everybody in that establishment must undergo comprehensive food safety training. They need to have the knowledge. They need to know when food is hazardous. They need to know how to prevent hazard. They need to know when you should excuse yourself from work. They need to know what to use for what, and all those, and so on and so on. Then secondly, when everybody is aware, then a process flow that is put in place to monitor and to ensure there is food safety practice in the establishment must be monitored. And the monitoring will now go to, okay, maybe the supervisor or the QAC. Then after that, there should be feedback from, okay, maybe the people monitoring, where the management needs to come in, okay, this thing needs to be provided. For example, maybe in the kitchen where they have maybe wooden chopping board as the only thing they can use. That one now, they will be using it. The staff, the food handlers will be using it, but it's management duty in conjunction with the person that is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring food safety practices is carried out. They need to provide the right tools, the right equipment, the right apparatus for the people to work so that they will be able to practice good food safety. Then after that, if somebody is now talking, maybe there is feedback, maybe there is evaluation, maybe there is audit, they will even know what they are talking about. There are languages for each profession. Each profession has their own language. Food industry has its own language. Somebody came for QAC interview in where I'm working, and I asked him, sorry, just tell me some terminologies you know about food industry. Do you know what temperature is all about? Do you know what storage is all about? Do you know what danger zone is all about? And he was saying, no, I don't know. So why did you even come for this interview? So it is the responsibility of everybody, the staff, the supervisors, the managers, the management. Everybody has their own role to play. Those that need to monitor will monitor. Those that need to supervise should supervise. Those that need to practice should practice. I think that's just my submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. It is the responsibility of everyone. Once it comes to food and safety, is the responsibility of everyone that is involved. Then we'll have supervisors and all that, but it is very important that anybody, even the house girls or house helps that we employ into our home, it is very important you get them trained. Get them trained, let them know what they are supposed to know to also keep their self healthy and safe, not just others. Because when the person is safe, he cares about himself, you now know what he's not supposed to give others. Thank you very much. And the last thing we will ask before we go tonight is, what is one food safety rule you will never ignore after today, and why? One food safety rule you will never ignore after today. Yes, Miss Olufemi Ayola.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Please, let's respond.
Hello.
Good evening.
We can hear you.
Good evening. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Everybody. One of the safety rules, food safety rules I would not forget, is washing of hands. And my reason is because I realize that our hands can carry as much as we cannot even expect. When you touch surfaces, when you touch objects, even in the air, a lot of germs are also flying. And then when they perch on surfaces or when they perch on any object that you touch, even your clothes, your hair, anything, you get them easily contaminated. So you can actually ward off all this contamination and germs if you can constantly wash your hands. So that is my own take, and there is something that I have taken from this training, and then I will not forget. Though before I will now stop, I was actually raising my hand for the question that was just that you just asked before this one. And I actually wanted to chip in some of the things I have seen as part of my experience in the hospitality industry. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm permitted to say this. Maybe I can just share my experience because it's very, very important. Okay, great. Thank you. For an introduction, my name is Femi Ayola. I am actually coming from the pharmaceutical industry before I joined the hospitality industry. Okay, incidentally, I work in the quality assurance department as the operations quality lead. Okay, it was when I left the pharmaceutical industry, when my organization left the Church of Nigeria to to UK. That was when I actually left the pharmaceutical sector and I joined the hospitality industry. Okay. Now, from my perception of the hospitality industry, before joining hospitality industry, I was thinking that the experiences, the knowledge that I have, where will this knowledge be so useful? And I felt like since I don't want to work in the in the pharmaceutical industry, I think the next place where it will be very, very relevant is the hospitality industry. And that was why I actually came into the hospitality industry. But what I have come to realize is that in terms of
Agnes,
safety,
I don't know
and
if
let's
he's
talk about safety in general now, I come to realize that most organizations, even from the owners of the businesses, they don't have the safety culture, they don't have the safety mindset. And your question is, who is responsible for safety? Everyone is responsible for safety. You know why? Because the thing is, but the only way we can actually make this to happen, when you say everyone is responsible for safety, is it starts from the head. A person that is founding or that is creating or that is establishing a business organization, does he have that as part of his mindset that I want to, this organization must have a safety, culture, must have a safety policy, must have safety intent. And because this was not part of the formulation when they were establishing the organization, the people that are employed into that organization, that batting was not passed to them, so they never see it as too important. They might only be doing it as part of maybe regulatory agencies comes and they came to disturb them, and they'll just do some fire brigade stuff and they will stop. But in the pharmaceutical organization where I am coming from, it is a foundation. It is something that you must have. In fact, there's something we call GMP, good manufacturing practices. That is, you cannot manufacture except certain things are in place. You understand? Now, again, another thing I now come to realize is that while I was in the pharmaceutical industry, when regulators come for audits or inspections, it is a very serious business. In the hospitality industry, so many organizations, when the inspectors are coming or when they want to come and audit, the hospitality industry organizations prefer to give them money and allow them to go instead of allowing them to do inspections, okay, and ensure that what needs to be in place is in place. Checking is just a way of ensuring that compliance is here. People are complying here. Do you understand? So that's why I want to say that in talking about safety, it is everybody, the owner of the business, the manager in charge of the business, all the staffs. But there is supposed to be a policy that is driving this thing, because it is the policy that is the major document that will say this is part of this organization, and anybody that is part of this organization must obey this or must obey that. So most organizations in the hospitality industry don't even have a safety policy. When you don't have a safety policy, you are not saying you will give responsibility through what? So I want to invite, if I have a way, or if I have a larger forum where I can actually say this in a hospitality conference, I would really want to hammer it so much. And then, like Miss Mercy said earlier, QA/QC. There are so many hospitality industry organizations that don't even have QA/QC section. They don't have an HSC expert or an HSC person. And when all of these things are not in place, you are talking about safety. Who drives or who regulates it? Nobody. So everybody is just doing what it feels it should do. Well, this is my take, because I'm concerned, maybe because of my own training and from where I am coming from. I am so concerned. But then, what can I do? Nothing. In my own organization, what I am doing is that it was when I got to my organization that I started what they call safety. I did training. I had to start doing all the trainings think I need to do. I call in experts or I call people from federal fire team, federal fire service to come and run training for my team and let them know what we mean by safety. There should be a safety culture. There should be safety behavior. There should be safety practices. Do you understand? So all these things and it is because of the knowledge that I have gotten from where I have come before I joined the hospitality industry. That is why I am not always comfortable many times when I get to a place where things like that don't happen. So that is my take. Thank you so very much for the time you have availed me to be able to actually speak my mind. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody on the platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay, so I think we have spent, this is close to 2 hours now. We have all done great. We have done well. And one thing I would want us to take home is be our ambassadors. And how do you represent us? By putting what you have learned into practice. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So you can be an ambassador by putting what you have learned into practice. That is the only way you can represent us well. Some people will do this training, they will go and print their certificate, laminate it and put somewhere. Yes, you've gotten this certificate. But the main thing is that, are you acting based on what you have learned? That should be, let somebody just see you acting like someone that has the knowledge of this before you start asking you question of whether you have a certificate for this or not. So please, let's represent this organization by acting on what we have learned. We have learned from the teaching, we have learned from other people's experience, we have learned from experts by this interactive session. And that is why at the close of every of our lecture, we normally do this interactive session, because we know we have a lot of people that are into these industries that have real life scenarios, have real life case studies, have real life experiences. And when we speak to one another, when we know, in as much as, okay, in your own organization, you have not seen this, but it's better you have the knowledge ahead. So that when something is happening, you can use the experience of others to learn. Don't wait until it happens to you. So let's put into practice what we've learned. Start practicing it in your home, in your organization, in your different kitchens, and where you are. Let people know that you care about their safety. Anybody that feels safe around your restaurant and everything, he will not just eat there, he will bring other people. But when somebody eats and he goes home and he poach, then just know that whoever is supposed to come through that person, that road has been blocked. Practice this to save yourself. Practice this to save your business, to avoid legal issues, to avoid explanation, to avoid court cases, to avoid saying, it was a mistake. Hand washing is very important, because when there is any cross-contamination and any bacteria has entered into your cooked meals, your cooked food, just know that there is no second time or second chance to fix that mistake. Let it be in our mind. Don't put it at the back of your mind. Please put it at the front. So that anytime you are handling food, just know that any mistake you make and serve somebody a contaminated meal, know that you don't have a second chance to correct that mistake. So always make sure that you follow due process and what you are supposed to do, so that it won't take you to that level. So let's represent Kuzan Global in our different organizations. Because when you do well, I'll be happy. I will know that, yes, I didn't waste my time doing this training for free and all that. Aside getting a certificate, I want the training to be useful to you. And that is why the training first. We want you to get the knowledge. Certificate is second. I'm the type that don't just believe in certificates. Yes, we need certificates for you to get into that place, because they were like, okay, what's the evidence that you have this knowledge? Okay, yeah, this person have trained. But apart from that, when you get in there, I want you to know that that certificate will not keep you there. It's your knowledge, the skills you have acquired. That's what keeps you in that organization. And you will start getting promotion even 4 years or whatever. So be diligent in what you do. Put it into practice
in your daily endeavors at home and then to your workplaces, and let the difference be seen. Let it be seen clearly that this person has gained knowledge. This person has a skill. Thank you very much, everyone. Will somebody want to give us a final note? I hope we've all taken our tests, our exams. Have we all taken our exams?
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
have. Yes, I have.
Okay. All right. For those that paid for certificates, I think this evening or tomorrow morning we'll start getting those certificates in our emails. We'll have the certificate delivered to our emails, and then the PDF for this course, the full material that was posted, we converted into a PDF. A link will also be attached to that certificate. You can always click on it. It will take you to that page. You always go through the notes, everything that was done. Thank you very much. I don't know if Madam Nancy is here. Ms. Nancy, are you here? Were you able to join the class? Say hi to us and give us a word. Is Madam Nancy in the group? No, it looks like the network there allow her in. All right. Thank you very much.
Can I chip in something, please? I've been
Yeah,
silent.
please go ahead.
Okay.
All right, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, the
Good
coordinators
evening.
and every other person in this platform. I'm really grateful and very, very opportune to be in this platform. Like, I don't even know how I came across this link again. I couldn't remember how I came out this link, but all I know is that I participated from day one to the last day, and the knowledge being impacted in me right now is like like a firework. I don't even know how to explain it because everything is just sounding very, very new to me. One, I have not been in this field. I have not been a chef. I'm just a normal person doing my normal business, but I take my hygiene very seriously. So when I had to see this course, I said no, no, no. I will take part of it. To surprise you, if I tell you my work or what I do, you people might say, ah, this person is not supposed to be here or taking this. I'm a dispatch rider, and I operate in Abuja. That's my work. So I would say that this course or this teaching or everything that was being laid out here, Omo, is is really massive. Like it's really massive. Because I have tried to do a work of a kitchen assistant in one of the restaurants in Abuja here. The first time I came to Abuja looking for work and every other thing. If I should be asked to grade that kitchen I worked with, let's say from place of 1 to 100 or 1 to 10 or more, I will grade them. I will grade them scratch because everything out here they violate everything. Like everything is being violated in that kitchen. Because I could remember as a kitchen assistant, I would be asked, okay, go to the hospital. I don't know if I'm communicating. Someone hearing me?
Okay,
Yes,
so please,
very.
if you are not talking, let's mute our mics so that the network will be stable enough for us. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. So, as I was saying, as a kitchen assistant in that kitchen, I was sometimes asked, Chris, go to the fridge, get me ususa leaf. I'll go to the fridge, I'll bring ususa leaf. When I bring that ususa leaf, I'll notice that almost all the leaves has really gone bad. Like it has gone
Has
bad.
died.
You know, yes, you know how those leaves used to be. Almost all is bad. It's totally bad. Like it needs to be trashed and replaced with new ones. But the chef I was working with, we just like he will take the leaves, try to get some good parts from it. Even in those good parts, you will still see some rotten parts in those good ones. He will just cut it like that, cha 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 cha, inside customers' food, and that's how they will dish their food. Then the issue of this storing of meat, fish, in a particular fridge, it is zero. We have one fridge in that restaurant, and everything, be it the protein, the meat, the fish, the egusi, the okra, the obono, everything is being stored in that same fridge. Like if you should open that fridge, oh my god, it's not a smell I would like to inhale. So all those things, I was like, I know quite well that these are things that they are not supposed to be. But bringing to my knowledge that those things now can cause even food poisoning, I never knew of that. I thought maybe something that we can just do and get over it anyhow. But I've come to learn that some people's immune system are not so strong to take that. Now, is somebody that can come into that restaurant with these errors I have just pointed out. If someone that his or her hygiene is not too strong to accumulate those things or to take in those things that is happening there, then is a very big problem. Is a very very big problem. So I want to use the opportunity to thank the coordinator so much. It's an eye opener for me, and I know for most people here again that are engaged in the class. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I learned a lot. I have been silent all this while due to I've been driving all this while. I've been doing my work, but I was with my earpiece, trying to know everything that is going on, and I've been following. I just stopped a bit now to at least chip in before the class will be over. So thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Oh, thanks a lot. Okay. I think I can't see Miss Nancy. Or maybe we'll call it a day. Thank you very much, everyone. So for you to participate in some of other courses coming up, just stay in the group. Don't be in a hurry to leave, because we always post the next class there. We'll post so that you will see if it's something you're interested in taking. Why not? Recommend your colleagues. You can inform the organizations that, okay, there's a place that your staff can do training. They don't have to pay for this one now. Imagine if all the kitchen staff, everyone partook in this training and took it serious, took the exam, even without certificate, it will be an improvement for them. So recommend us to your people and all that so that we can all have the knowledge. We are all interested in taking care of ourselves and our environment so that we're not, it is better for the doctors to say they don't have business. And they don't have customers. I don't think going to the hospital. I saw that somewhere. They said that during December I think December that they used to have a lot of patients. They have a lot of customers or clients, whatever they call it. But around January, February, like everybody immune system is good though. I said, why won't it be good when there's no money again? So please, let's try to improve. I believe if we can do well with what comes into our mouth, into our stomach, to our system, I believe the rate of sicknesses, diseases, cancer, all these things will be reduced drastically, because this comes from what we are consuming on a daily basis. It's what we take in that is causing all these problems that we are seeing here and there. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for being here. We are happy to have you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence in the class. Good night, everyone.